Is unforgiveness hindering your prayers? Okay, guys, so one of the topics that I get the very most emails on, probably the most comments on, is the topic of unforgiveness. As a matter of fact, it's probably what the majority of the Covenant Woman readers actually say clicked for them when they read the Covenant Woman. So in this book, there is a subsection, and it's called The Power of Forgiveness. If you struggle with unforgiveness, if there is somebody that you are struggling to forgive, maybe it's even yourself, maybe it's not somebody else, maybe it is yourself, I want you to do this. Go ahead and think about the wrong things that that person has done to you. Go ahead and get that in your mind. Think about those wrong things. And I know that this might sound like, oh my gosh, what is she trying to do? She's trying to make me think about these awful things. Yeah, right now I am. I want you to think about that for a minute. Okay, now I want you to think about this. Don't you think that those things have already hurt you enough? If you are struggling to forgive, whether it's yourself or somebody else, don't you think that those specific things have already caused enough pain? That they've already hurt enough? That they've already taken enough of your joy away? Enough of your peace away? Now I want you to think about the prayers that you pray. What are you asking God for? What are you believing Him for? Maybe it's not a lot of things. And maybe it is a lot of things. But perhaps it is just, Lord, protect my children. Protect me. Help me with my finances. Help me with my relationships. Just those simple prayers maybe. And maybe it's a lot more intensive and more extravagant than that. But what are you believing God for? What are you talking to God about? Those things that you talk to God about. Do you want those things that you're asking for, those things that you're believing for, those things that God's maybe even put on your heart to ask or talk to Him about? Do you want those prayers hindered? What I'm about to say, I actually talk about in the book, and we've talked about here on TikTok as well. But I want you to remember this. If you don't remember anything else from this video or any of my other videos, please remember this, because this will make the biggest difference in your life. This will impact your life in ways that you cannot even imagine if this is something that you have not grasped yet, something that you have not put into effect for your life. God answers your prayers because of your faith. So think about this. Faith works by love. And love does not work in an unforgiving heart. What are you hanging on to? What has somebody done to you that you are hanging on to? What are you refusing? Like, what is it that you can't let go of? Let me rephrase that. What is it that feels like you can't let go of it? What unforgiveness are you holding on to? I'm going to say this one more time. Faith works by love, and love does not work in an unforgiving heart. Therefore, your faith, those prayers that you're praying, those things that you desire, those things that you're talking to God about, are you tying His hands with your lack of forgiveness, with your unforgiveness? Because if He answers our prayers because of our faith, but yet unforgiveness is hindering your prayers, is that thing that you're hanging on to, is it something that's that important to hang on to? Because it's not hurting anyone else, it's hurting you. It's hurting your future. It's hurting your prayer life, your faith walk. And also, I want you to remember this. One of the number one things that we are supposed to do, and the number one thing that makes us the most like Jesus, is walking in love. We've been commanded to love, right? We cannot love like Jesus if we do not forgive like Him.